Sundance 2014! Woo!
How am I drawing a blank? This is rough. This is rough.
Is it recording?
Yes, it's recording. That red light there means recording.
Do you want me to look at the camera?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Look at the camera, not me.
The red button means, yeah, okay, I think it's on.
If it's flashing, then it's recording.
It is recording.
Okay.
It's awkward.
Alright.
Delete it.
I didn't even record it.
Don't.
Do you want me to not look at you?
No, I swear to God, if you put this in,
Oh, okay, I see. I see.
I will have your head.
I don't think that's how you do it.
Is that the color shirt I'm wearing? Okay.
Well, our first date was a little bit hard.
It's a little bit of a bummer.
It's a little rough.
Difficult. Pretty hectic.
Kind of disappointed.
Kind of stressful.
Overwhelming.
Hectic.
Disappointing start to my Sundance experience because it was pretty bad.
It started out slow.
Because I didn't get into ping pong summer.
We didn't know where condo is.
Our grocery bags exploded.
The bags broke.
Didn't really go to a movie.
And then we went shopping, which is an absolute nightmare.
It was just really stressful for everyone.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alright, why don't you tell us about your favorite movie that you saw?
It's really hard to do that, Gage. You know, we've talked about how it's hard to compare apples and oranges.
Apples are better.
My favorite movie was definitely The Raid 2.
The Raid 2,
It's the first one that comes to mind is The Raid 2.
And it was just a good movie. It had a good story.
a kick-ass martial arts film.
Acting was good.
There was a lot of really cool action.
Never seen a man move his arm so fast in my life.
Favorite movie, like favorite new movie? I have to say it was The Babadook.
My favorite horror movie, definitely The Babadook.
It was pretty spooky and it was really well made.
Really great, really creepy story. I was excited to see that one, and I'm glad I waitlisted it.
I liked it a lot.
This single mother in Australia is living with her child. He's like 8 to 10 years old. He's really whacked out, and he believes in monsters, and he likes to make weapons to fight the monsters. The mother's always like stressed out. They find this creepy book called Mr. Babadook, they read it, and then all shit hits the fan.
It was just spooktastic. I loved it.
My favorite movie was definitely Life After Beth.
Life After Beth was really good.
It was a great movie about a guy whose girlfriend comes back to life and slowly zombifies, and it's just a really intense zombie love story type thing.
I'm not sure if you consider that a horror or a dramatic. It was in the dramatic competition, but it was good. I liked it. I thought it was well done.
Favorite movie? Oh golly, I can't choose that. One of my favorites was Hellion.
My favorite movie was Hellion.
Hellion was really intense.
It was just about a little boy that was like really into like motocross.
Like 13-year-old boy who's a rebel.
And his mom passed away when he was little.
And just doing all this reckless stuff.
He had a lot of anger towards the end because he got his little brother taken away.
He gets in trouble with his friends a lot, and then, I don't know, things take some turns and...
Okay, well, one movie that I really did love was called Little Accidents.
I really liked Little Accidents.
And it was a drama about a small Appalachian mining town.
This accident in the mine and this guy who came out of a coma to find out he was the only survivor.
It was kind of like a moral dilemma story about, you know, choices he had to make.
And just about how he dealt with all the pressures from all sides to kind of testify against the mine, and you know, pressures from people who actually that was their livelihood and their living, and
it was just really well acted, and it was well put together, well done.
So, but it was really well made and great acting.
Why don't you tell us about your least favorite?
That's dangerous. Like, you have to be careful at Sundance talking about what you don't like. Because, like, you could be in line and say, like, you don't like something, and
We're
like,
not in line, Jenny.
I know, but like the film, like, you know, the guy who did the sound for the film could be standing right next to you, and you know, you've just broken his heart.
My least favorite movie was definitely
My least favorite would have to be The Sleepwalkers.
Sleepwalkers.
Ooh, my least favorite thing I saw here was The Sleepwalker.
Sleepwalker.
It just did not have much of a plot.
And there was no plot. It was just really boring.
It was like so many plot holes and it was awful and I didn't like the ending.
Too much,
Sex and nudity.
I can't explain. It was just bad.
Least favorite was definitely
It was called
Diffret.
Diffret, and it was about this girl that gets kidnapped in the beginning, but then she kills some dude, and then the whole rest of the film, it's like them arguing in court and stuff.
I slept through the whole thing.
So I fell asleep in it on purpose.
Why don't you tell us about your least favorite? The Signal. Can't be more mad about that movie. Basically, in The Signal, shit, I don't know if I'm gonna spoil anything, because basically the description's like, oh, this group of hackers go on a road trip only to be kidnapped. That's like the first 20 minutes of the movie. The rest of it has nothing to do with it, and it's obnoxious. It was really frustrating because it had such a high production value. Like, the CGI and the visual effects were amazing. They were impeccable. And the acting was really good. The acting was great. There's nothing wrong with the acting, but the writing, there was no writing. It tried so hard to mess with your head that it forgot about the plot entirely. I don't know. I'm really grumpy about that.
Didn't like it.
Nope.
My least favorite movie, well, I had this kind of love-hate relationship with this movie that actually won the U.S. Dramatic Award called Whiplash. I saw it last night. It was really super intense, but the main character in it was this crazy, maniac, abusive music teacher. Yeah, but it was really intense and really kind of sucked you in and got your heart racing and all that kind of thing. It was kind of like a psychological thriller meets jazz music movie. It presented the audience with a lot of moral dilemmas and that kind of thing. It was probably the movie that I was most disturbed by, but also really good.
The weirdest experience I had by far was definitely
Shorts Program 4.
I can't remember what it was called. It started with a K, but
Well, I don't even know how to pronounce it. It was like Kekase.
the Kakatish video.
it was a foreign film, I think.
Basically, it was like this doctor.
I think he's like a botanist, or he's like this mad scientist basically, and he's like reading out of the holy book, or his holy book, to this lady dying on the bed. She died.
And she was like spitting out a bunch of like white like spew.
Collects all this gross DNA. He messes around with things and soil and
Turns his wife into a flower and then
Transformed into a bird.
so
damn.
I guess he's a hawk.
And that's how it happened. So
The weirdest shit ever.
yep.
I don't know, but I liked it. I thought it was awesome.
Weirdest thing I saw was a short, which I saw again today when I watched the best shorts. Worst short, actually. This dancing guy has a fun time with this guy in a hospital bed, and it's really fudged up.
My biggest highlight of the trip. Well, a couple things. One is that the concessions at the library are awesome, and I'm so happy to go back there this morning and get Lauren and I some little meat pies for the ride home.
Well, the highlight of the trip is just getting to know everyone.
Was just chilling out with people and talking about things and having really long discussions about stuff.
My favorite movies, when you get a good movie, it's, awesome when you're enjoying a movie.
Well, my absolute favorite moment had to be the 20th anniversary of Clerks.
The 20th anniversary of Clerks, the midnight showing at the Egyptian. Director Kevin Smith was there. Some of the cast was there too.
I mean, just seeing Kevin Smith up on stage, marry a couple, then like tell his experience for like the past 20 years.
and so it was just a cool experience, and everybody was glad to be there.
I think I would add you jogged back to the condo.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
At
yeah.
night, in the
So
cold.
it was like the coldest night there, and the bus was not coming for the life of me. So I jogged like the 2 miles to our condo in cold weather, and it was probably the stupidest decision I ever made in my entire life.
I had this great night with Kylie, Cassidy, and Charlotte, and we went to the Egyptian and we saw this performance artist. What she did was really special and beautiful. It was just so cool because it's not the type of thing that you could see on Netflix, because she was there in the flesh interacting with her film. I don't know if I'll ever get to see that again unless I happen to be in the right city at the right museum when she's there. It was special because all 4 of us were really excited about it and shared our enthusiasm for it. It just felt really cool.
My best moment was easily when I ran into Nick Offerman walking to the pizza place and I shook his hand. That was definitely the biggest highlight of my trip. I didn't think I was going to be able to meet him after the movie because they rushed him out before and made sure nobody could, like, go swarm him. So when I saw him on the street, I was just like, oh, no way. So I just got to shake his hand. It was such an awesome moment because I respect him so much as a man. So
highlight of my trip was yesterday, so on Saturday, when I was in the double movie, and in the last minute they gave me an extra ticket for free.
Highlight of the trip, getting to spend 6 days with you, Gage.
Aww.
That and I saw so many movies. It was great. I love this trip. Anyone who goes to JCOS who likes movies should go on this trip. It's amazing.
Oh, it was just been an amazing week. I just saw 22 fabulous movies.
So yeah, that was my trip.
Go to Sundance next year. Woo!
You don't want to talk about your underwear?
Oh, that too. So we were walking down Main Street one night, and we came across this fine fur selling establishment, and right in the main window there was basically a Speedo made of fur. And then we walked past it, and then when we were in a coffee shop, I was sitting there like eating, I think I was eating ice cream at the coffee shop, and then I made the decision, I'm gonna buy that. And so we went back down Main Street, and we went into the fur shop, and I looked around for a little bit, and I was like, is this really worth $25 for this novelty? And I decided no when I saw the back of it, because there was a tail on it that I didn't know about before. So I ended up not getting it, to many people's disappointment. But I wasn't gonna, no, I wasn't doing that.
It was only like 25 bucks.
It was only 25 bucks. I could have bought it, but no.